Every
all right, who you want to go to next? Let's see. All right, let's go with Troy. Let's go with Troy in Texas. Line 4, you've been hanging on for a minute. Thank you for your patience.
Trouble TROY.
Appreciate
How did you
you.
and I meet?
Let's
Good morning.
Hey, Troy.
Okay, that's your real name. All right.
What's up, man?
Good to have you.
How you doing?
I was waiting to hear your voice.
Fine, bro. How you feel?
Texas is always tricky.
Is it?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Good.
Look, you guys mentioned earlier. You were talking about Lee Atwater.
Yes.
And Lyndon Johnson quote on poor white people.
Yeah, you remember that, right?
And yes, and getting your pockets picked.
If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, you won't notice you're picking his. He won't notice he's picking your pocket. No question.
Give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you.
Mm-hmm. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
but what caught my interest was how do we engage young people into this electoral process? And as a 73-year-old brother that's grown up in the South,
yes, sir.
It is hard to do that when they don't understand and don't know the things that have happened. You played the Lee Atwater clip, right? And you talked about how they use that in affirmative action. Are you guys familiar with Executive Order 11478?
EEO 11478. Which one is that, brother?
That's one signed by. Now, I finished school in '69. I finished high school in '69.
Yes, sir.
Richard Nixon signed an executive order outlawing discrimination in government places.
That's right.
Set in place. But get this. See, he set in place affirmative action.
Yes. Well,
he set in place affirmative action.
And he's probably.
And what did Lee Atwater do? As his assistant, they set up a Southern strategy to politic against the executive order that.
Yes, sir. And that's
imagine the dynamics that's going on in our lives.
That's right.
Not knowing who we're fighting, why we're fighting, nor what we're fighting for.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
That's the one.
In fact, you raised that.
And
no, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No. Please go right ahead.
We're so upside down in this world. We cannot even understand that our first order of business are to educate our kids.
That's right.
And they have poor white people so upside down. They don't know that they're miseducating them purposely.
That's right.
India and China has more gifted and talented students than the United States has students.
That is exactly right.
Do you understand?
Say that again. Say that again. That's very important for people. Fatima Jackson, my colleague at Howard, used to say this to the first year students every year. There are more honor students in India and more honor students in China than there are students in the United States of America.
Gee whiz.
Honor students, just the honor students.
And what are we doing to public education? We're trashing it and killing it for the sake of a handful of super rich Anglos.
Yeah.
That don't give a damn about anyone.
That's right.
Now, and I'm not just saying this because I'm guessing at it. I've been a school board member 38 years. I have fought in the state of Texas 38 years trying to bring about public education equality. The state of Texas has been ruled for damn near 30 years by conservative white Republicans.
That's right.
Complaining about the public education system.
That's right.
We don't even understand that.
No, we don't.
We don't even comprehend that every law in the state is made by a conservative white guy in Austin. Most of those laws are implemented by predominantly white superintendents across the state. And they're overseen by conservative white men who sit on school boards. And you wonder why the shit is screwed up.
Come on.
So if I'm there, how do I fight back? If I'm there, knowing all of that, how do I fight back?
Okay, You get on a school board. You don't get on the school board to become a state legislator or state senator or to become a city commissioner or the county commissioner. You get on the school board to change what is happening in your school district.
That's right.
And you fight like hell. You learn the rules, the laws, and you fight like hell. If you can't change anything but your local school district to produce kids that you want to see coming out, then you're championing the lifeblood of this country for our kids.
That's right.
We don't want to do that because we don't understand it. You don't get paid for it. Nobody gives you a check. Nobody pats you on your back. Every day you wake up, somebody's cussing you out, mad at you about this or mad at you about that.
Yes, sir.
But it is the lifeblood of our children in this country.
It absolutely
For
is.
all of us, not just black kids, but for all of us. And we don't get it. We don't get it. Texas has the second largest economy in this country.
Yes, sir. Behind California.
And yet we pay our people slave wages to exist. Well, where's all the rest of that money going?
You know.
All of that money is going into the pocket of the super rich.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's where it goes.
There it is again.
We don't get it. We don't get it. And I keep saying to my young brothers and sisters, man, you got to fight this thing, not because you want some popularity contest or you want somebody to pat you on the back. You got to fight this for the lifeblood of our kids for the next 2 or 3 generations. We're out here fighting. People my age and a little younger are fighting to live the next day. Mm-hmm. The people you're fighting against are fighting for the 3rd generation.
It's 3 generations away.
Their kids already got it made. Their grandkids have trust funds. So they're fighting for their great-grandkids. And we're fighting just trying to survive day to day. And it takes a commitment that people don't want to make. When you think that Nixon signed the affirmative action executive order that implemented affirmative action across this country, then started a political campaign using his executive order
That's right.
to turn white people against black folks, that he gave the right not to be discriminated against.
Absolutely. And
how insane.
Yeah. Well, you remember this, Troy, and I'm sure he's probably listening this morning. We talked to him when I was down at Morehouse a couple of months ago. Arthur Fletcher's son. I mean, we talked about Arthur Fletcher, the father of Paul. That's right.
Yeah.
The father of affirmative action. That was the so-called Philadelphia order, that executive order, right? And here's a black man trying to work for his community, and these white racists in the same political party about to flip this on him. That's one of the reasons why Fletcher walked away from the Republicans. I remember Jack Robinson, in the 60s, walked away. Y'all playing both sides. It's a good point. Right. Very good points, Troy.
We don't know it. We don't understand it. And we have no interest in learning about it.
Lord have
but
mercy.
I'm telling you, brothers, there's got to be a shift. I love the fact, the conversation you had about the brother that won the race in New York. Mm-hmm. But I was listening to the sister talking about those people up in New York who took over the school board and decided they wanted their kids not to have an education beyond the 8th grade.
Mm-hmm. Veronica, yeah.
You remember that? You remember that caller?
Uh-huh.
I thought, if we're not careful, if we don't engage, that's what the hell they're going to do to all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to do it, and they're doing it, and we don't even know it.
Right. Well, it's interesting. That's why I say that this isn't a country. It's a nation. It's a state with a lot of different nations in it. The reason I raise that is because that attitude, and the article I was thinking about actually is from September 2022. This was Eliza Shapiro and Brian Rosenthal writing in the New York Times Magazine under the headline, "In Hasidic Enclaves, Failing Private Schools Flush with Public Money. New York's Hasidic Jews' religious schools have benefited from $1 billion in government funding in the last 4 years, but are unaccountable to outside oversight." You've got people in this country who want your tax dollars to fund their cultural, religious proclivities, which may include don't have these subjects taught at all in our school or even complete. There you are in Texas fighting at the school board level, which is the level to fight on, against people whose children don't even go to the schools, but they want the budget for toilet paper and lights. And I'm thinking about this clown who's over the Houston Independent School District who was caught with his hand in the till in Colorado with his charter school, Mike Miller or whatever his name is. You know,
Thank you.
But these Miles, thank you, who took out the principal at Jack Yates High School. You know, the sister was there in Houston. I'm saying that if we were serious about being a nation, and we're not, the idea of public education should be one of, in fact, as you said, this should be one of the categories that is completely hands off. Every child in this country should get basic education that is developed to the point where they can excel regardless of what their political ideology is. They can't do that because the foundation of this country is racism. They don't want, they want to buck your children down. And they are willing to sacrifice their children if they can't afford it.
Theirs too.
In the result.
Yeah. Theirs too. It's in the mix too.
So, Troy, you've been fighting for 30 years, brother. I'm going to have a lot of time, but could you help us understand how have you combated that? Because I'm sure at those school board meetings, you've seen it up close.
I have. Now, Lamont said that the brother in New York needed to have an apology tour for people who talked about him. I say no. I give people what they give me. You disrespect me? Trust me. You better bring your mama, your daddy, your children with you. You better dig up your granddaddy because I'm coming at all of you. I don't play that.
Hey, we said the same thing.
They know that.
Yeah, we basically said the same thing.
He said, I just want to go harder. The King Shabazz.
We said the same thing.
Some brothers rock, but I rock harder. That's what he said. I disagree. I want to fight.
You slap me, I'm going to hit you. You pull a knife, I'm going to pull a gun.
So you don't want to apologize. He's nuck if you buck.
We saying the same thing.
Okay.
It sounds like it.
But you see, you're not gonna do me that way. You're not gonna mistreat me and then ask me to play nice.
That's we're saying the same.
You sow the wind, you're gonna reap the whirlwind.
Correct.
I don't care at 73.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
Is the future. My concern is the future of this country and the kids that will follow me.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when I talk to them, and the way I fought this, that's the attitude I've had. Yeah. Say what you want to, dig up the dirt on me you want to, embarrass me in the paper, I'm coming back with the same thing.
Absolutely.
I'm coming back at you.
Hey, Troy, thanks for your energy this morning, man. We're up against it, but we appreciate your call.
We appreciate you too, man.
All right.
We absolutely do. Absolutely.
You're listening to Urban View Mornings on SiriusXM Urban View. We'll be right back.